Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next installment of Why I Give, brought to you by the Rotary District of 5960. My name is Paul Hofslien. I'm a member of the Prior Lake Rotary Club here in Minnesota. We are conducting this interview during our district's Share the Love campaign to raise awareness of Rotary International Foundation annual Share program. Share the Love is a theme and is meant to combine both our members' love for the foundation and obviously a play on Valentine's Day. Joining me here today to share his reason for making the Rotary Foundation a charity of his choice is Mike Postma from the Austin Rotary Club. Mike, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So donating to a charitable cause usually has a very personal reasoning behind it. Rotary Foundation is our charity as Rotarians, and many of the Rotarians in our district have made it one of their charities of choice. We know the money donated to the foundation goes to help for positive peace in the world. That is the fulfillment of all needs to create a fair and just society. From a broad perspective, I could share plenty of reasons why the Rotary Foundation should be one of your charities of choice. But those wouldn't be personal stories. The personal stories about why people give to the foundation are more impactful. And today we'd like to share one of those stories. So let's get started. Mike, thinking back to when you first contributed to the Rotary Foundation, what caused you to donate for the first time?
I think two main things caused me to donate for the first time. One, I was in a leadership role. I was on the board. I got appointed to the board pretty early in my Rotary career, so I had a little bit of exposure to the foundation, but I think a lot of folks, I was still sort of figuring out like, well, what is the foundation and how is that different from Rotary International, the organization, and my club? And so it was one of those things that was always in the back of my mind to investigate. I just hadn't gotten there yet. And then I realized, now that you're in a leadership position, you should really take a look at this. And so it was on my radar to do. And then the district had one of their campaigns, just like the Share the Love campaign, where there was the opportunity to get a Paul Harris Fellowship for a certain donation. I think it was $365, very similar to what they're doing right now. And I had been a Rotarian long enough to know that that was kind of a big deal. And it was something that I had been interested in doing and had already laid out in my mind, well, if I, give this amount over 3 years, I may be able to get one of those at some point. And so when that opportunity came up, it was sort of the push that I needed to get involved and to make that first donation.
Excellent. And then after you've made that first donation and you got your Paul Harris Fellow, why do you continue to give to the foundation?
I think the reason I continue to give is because I've got to experience firsthand as the president of our club some of the impact that it can have. So for instance, we went for our first district grant this year in a few years. I know that it had been done previously, but not since I had been a Rotarian in our club. We wanted to spruce up Rotary Park for our 100th anniversary. And so I had to attend the training and really start to wrap my head around district grants and how this works. But once I saw the opportunity, the funding opportunity from the district with some of the grant monies that come directly from these Rotary Foundation donations, it really struck me as an amazing way to bring in some grant monies to our area, to our club, as well as to support other clubs. So we were really pleased. We got a $12,000 range district grant for our park, and we had clubs from all across the district support us in that, because as you know, to get that much of a match, you need a lot of support. And in return, we were able to learn more about some of the cool grants that other clubs were doing and support them as well. So that was one thing that really struck me as this is something I want to keep going forward with, because I want to keep being able to do great things in our district with our clubs. And the second thing is probably a little bit broader. It's, I think a lot of us, most of Rotarians, we're service-minded folks, and you want to run out and you want to help, but there's just so many issues out there, and there's so many places doing good work. And do I give money to this local charity that's literally down the street focusing on this small thing, or do I give to this big international charity that's focused on something huge? And Rotary really lets you do both. By giving money to this, I know we're going to be hitting, I know my money's going to go to those core values of peace. We have environmentalism in there now. And so it's also going to be able to affect both locally when we do something like a district grant, or globally, some of the global grants. And we're actually excited as a club, we're sponsoring a couple of other clubs' global grants this year. So for me, it was a great way that I know I could, my family could invest in doing great things kind of around the world. And I know that there's really good caretakers of that money. We know how highly rated the Rotary Foundation is by Charity Navigator. And I just really trust that that money is going to get used in a great way.
Excellent, excellent words there, Mike. I think that's one of the best explanations I've heard on why a person gives to the foundation, as far as globally and at the district level, helping both the big picture worldwide, and then also helping your own community there in Austin, Minnesota. So very well said. Now, speaking to someone who's maybe watching here today and is new, maybe hasn't given to the Rotary Foundation, back to your point about maybe they don't even understand what it is, but what would you say to them to encourage them to take the leap of faith, so to speak, and give to the foundation?
I would say go ahead, talk to some of your club members. I was fortunate enough that some other fellow club members actually donated around the same time. So I think we had 6 or 7 Paul Harris Fellows in a club of 60, 65 people last year. And some of us did the matching route like we have right now for Spread the Love. Some folks, that was something that they had already done in the past as donations. And it was great to kind of understand why other people did it as well. I would say also look into what is your club doing to get involved with the foundation. So, I wanted to donate, but I, selfishly wanted to receive as well for our community. We've got some great project ideas and things that we wanted to do. When the COVID-19 hit and there was that emergency district grant, we had our food shelves, like a lot of food shelves, were just screaming for supplies. And we couldn't find it. I mean, we have organizations in town that will donate, and we couldn't find rice and some basic staples on the shelves. And our Rotary team, we wrote an emergency district grant that the district made available. We partnered with United Way, and we found a local Asian market owner from the Karen population. And he assured us that he had a contact that he could get us bagged rice if that's what we wanted. And so we got the district grant. We wrote a check for, I don't remember, a couple $1,000s. And there's a picture of him. He drove his minivan all the way up to his supplier in the Twin Cities. And I don't know where he found it, but we had the only rice in the city of Austin, and it got to go on our food shelves. And so when you see something like that, it really makes you realize that the donations that you're doing, the work your club's doing, is going to a great place. And so if you're on the fence, talk with folks in your club, figure out what they're giving, what your club might be doing with some district grant monies, and really start at a level that's comfortable for you. This match that you have going on, if you want to start at $100 level to get an extra 100 points, that's a great way to go. If you want to do like I did and do the 365 so that some generous donors can kick in some bonus points and get you to that Paul Harris, that's amazing. I highly recommend it because it's pretty cool. If you want to go bigger, I am sure that the foundation would be excited to have that. If you want to go $20 just to kind of test the waters and see what it is and see how easy it is to click on the link on the website and make that donation, go there. There's all sorts of different ways that you can do it, but don't be afraid. If you've been kind of like me waiting to check it out, this is the time to go ahead and check it out.
Very good. Very good. Well said. Thank you very much. That is Michael Postma from the Austin Rotary Club. We want to thank you for doing this here today and telling us the reason why you give to the Rotary Foundation. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Paul.
So giving to the charity, as we said before, is a personal choice. The Rotary Foundation helps us maximize the impact we make as Rotarians in our neighborhoods, our cities, and quite frankly, around the world. I hope that this video helps you find maybe your personal reason to give to the Rotary Foundation and help us create positive peace in the lives of others. Thank you.